Hello, animators and artists. Sarah Zattar is a 2D rigging artist and animator with experience at studios such as Sphere Animation, Yowza, and M2 Animation. In her personal time, Sarah built a character rig based on the character Nadjaa from FX's What We Do in the Shadows. The character rig is now available to download on Gumroad, and we invited Sarah to discuss her rig and career as a rigging artist. So, Sarah, welcome to the stream.
Thank you. Hi, guys. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's good to have you here. So, Sarah, I wanted to start just by asking, how would you describe your path to becoming a rigging artist? What made you choose this field?
Okay. I started my college studies as a graphic designer, and then I saw an opportunity to start a college of game development, which I finished the graduation. Then to enhance my expertise, I did a 6-month course of animation and rigging with the Tumbum software. After that, I could enter in a local studio here in Brazil, and I started the animation. I started only animating. After 5-6 months, maybe, I started to only rig the characters, and well, I can tell you that I love rigging. I like to animate, but rigging is the thing that I love, and it opened my many doors at international studios. So here I am.
All right. So the rig that you have to share with us today is based on a live-action series. What was it about this rig or the character that made you want to rig her as a 2D animated character?
Well, I finished a show called What We Do in the Shadows. And well, that show is awesome. It's very funny. And I thought, well, I can rig and I can make characters, and I can animate too. So I thought, I'm gonna do the rig of all the characters and select some funny scenes of the show and make small clips, small animations of them. I think that would be very awesome.
And as an artist working in the industry, it can be difficult to show current work from stuff from your day job, because a lot of it would tend to be NDA and also NDA. And this also is great, but it's NDA.
Yeah, the portfolio day passed, and many people shared a very funny picture. It was, what? Yay, portfolio day! I'm gonna share my work, and it was all blank, blank space, blank space. So yeah, it's very difficult. I was in a 1 year and 3 months NDA contract, so I don't have things to show, and well, I need to show things, right? Because I need to find new jobs, new shows to work on. So I felt the rush of making a rig of my own, very complete, and to share to everybody, because I want to people to animate my things, and I want to share that too.
Yeah, I also want to take a quick moment before we really get into the rig to talk about like the character design that you went with,
Okay.
because this is a really interesting interpretation of the character. It's possible to like take a vampire and go with a really like straightforward interpretation, where you have a pale character and you make them pale. You took a pale character and you made them blue. What was the sort of thought behind that?
Well, first of all, I thought the pale skin is very common, and you can do a human being with pale skin too. So I thought that I needed to pick a color that could show the death, that the character is dead. So I was between the blue, a little bit greenish. I don't know, but I thought the blue was very fine, so I picked that. The same for the tongue. Her tongue is let me show you. Her tongue is green, and I thought that too because her lips are red, and I need to make to pick a color that can be very have a contrast between the mouth, the skin, and the lips. So I think is that. Oh, and I pick a lot of different colors, right? The line art isn't black, and most of the line art are lighter than the color of the item. Same for the underwear here. I think that yeah, that's it.
So let's get into it. If I was an animator and you were introducing me to this rig, what would you start by showing me?
Okay. The first thing I was going to show you was that she has legs and a funny underwear too. And I was going to share you too the way that I did the shoulders. They act like a balloon when you you make her
That's
arms
clever.
go. Yeah. Yeah, because Nadjaa uses a lot of bouffant clothes. I think that's the word bouffant. Uh, all the skirts are big. Her shoulders pads are bigger. Her hair is enormous too. So I thought that it would be very funny to make her shoulder pad doing that. Well, it can break, yeah, but you cannot use the way, right? Only for squish and stretch and the limit, and then use the other peg to move the arm.
That's interesting. So, for the shoulder, what's the like mechanically what's going on there? Is that a constraint?
Yeah, let me show you here. I used a 2-point constraint here.
All right.
Because of the shape is very different. It was very hard to find the correct point of the pivot to make the scratch going just right. It was very very difficult to do that, but I managed.
No, I think it's a really clever solution.
Oh, other thing that I would show you, of course, would be the bed transformation. Yeah. This thing, this controller it's fun, but it has a little thing that the animator should look at, because I used a transparency node to make it happen. But if you click, you can grab Nadja's because she's transparent, right? So you need to uncheck Nadjaa. And then, wait, yeah, here. Okay. You need to uncheck Nadjaa so the bet will be okay without a bigger rig behind.
That is, my mind is exploding right now. That's wild.
Oh, another thing too is that her head turns and the lips change too with the head turning, right? The controller.
That's clever.
Yeah, and you only have. I did a flip on the head. I did a thing that is called gambiarra here at Brazil. It's a thing that is very, you know, it's a thing that it's out of the common way. You know, I did only 3 mouth shapes, visions, but I flipped her head. I didn't need to make all her lips in all the 8 positions. I mean 8. No, 1, 2, 3. Yes, not 6 mouths, 5 mouths, only 3. Other thing that is nice is the controller of the head. It goes too with the flip. A small flip you can see here, right? The quarter front and quarter front again for the lips to work. Yeah, you can make a little flip here. Well, I love this controller. Once I learned to do that, I do in all my rigs.
Yeah, no, I mean, it can be a really great time-saving way of getting a character into a pose quickly.
Yeah.
I also noticed that you had a head turn and body turn controls too.
Yeah. Only her head, the top body, and all the turn. Here.
Oh, that's really cool.
Oh, the blink too. I only did one blink for all her head. This blink is nice for the front and quarter front because I squished the eye like this, and at the master controller, I unchecked the screw option of the peg. Let me show you. Oh, it's better if I show you. Here.
I'm really interested in this.
Here. Well, the blink, let me see. The eye here. No, it's not this one. No, it is this one. There is 5 options here. I deleted one. I don't know which one I deleted. Let me see. Oh, sorry. I can find right now because I did a month ago. Because but when you delete some options of the peg on the master controller, you can make the things happen in a different way. I mean, the master controller here doesn't of her 3 quarters front doesn't catch this scale. Oh yes, I deleted the scale from the peg at the master controller. So this is how it works. is 1, and here is 0.85. Yeah.
It's a clever way of building a rig quickly.
What?
It's a clever way of building a rig.
Oh, yeah, yeah. There's a lot of small things like that in this rig. I learned a lot in the past 2 years of rigging in many different studios. So Nadjaa has all the things that I learned.
Without naming any specific studios, what do you find is different working studio to studio?
Well, the way that you upload the files, first of all studios has something different, but I think that is the need of the master controller. Some studios need a lot, many, the rig is heavy, and others doesn't like any master controllers. I think it's that because all the construction of the rig is all the same. I didn't found any different alarming difference, but I learned a lot with them. All studios has something, some little secrets that you can learn from it.
So this character rig has 5 views and is then flipped.
Yeah.
Which of the views was the most interesting or challenging to build?
I think this one, quarter front back, especially when you are doing the character design. I hate this view. It's very difficult to make a nice quarter front back view, and that has expression, right? But I think this one, because
it's important for acting too, right? Like if you want to have a scene that's believable, if everybody's staring into the camera, it feels staged.
Yeah, but I think this view is the more difficult. It's not difficult, right? But it's more difficult than the others because the arm should move. You should move all the arms in a 3D way. The legs, the face should be covered by her face, her head. Her face should be covered by her head, or maybe only half of the face will be showing. I think is this view, right?
That's cool. We got a question from the audience.
Okay.
King Ondave wants to know, he's trying to make his own character and wants to know how much drawing is involved in rigging. So when you rig a character, what sorts of things do you need to know how to draw?
Okay.
I've got some thoughts on this too.
Yeah. So if you are rigging by your own and make the character by your own, you should know how to draw, especially hands, know the dimensions of the face, the space between the eyes, between nose and eyes, mouth. You should know these things to make a pleasant face, a pleasant character. Other thing I think is that you should know where to put some parts of the body, the joints, the elbows, the knees. The knee can be too low or too high. The same for the elbows. The elbows can be at the chest. It can be at almost the end of the arm. Should be at the middle, unless your character would be something different. I don't know, but it's nice to know how to draw, but know the where to put the parts of the body.
Speaking of hands, I saw that you have 23 hand poses in this rig. Can you talk about some of the different drawing substitutions that you've included?
Wait, I don't know if I understood right the question. Can you repeat it?
Okay. So I saw that on your rig you have like 23 different hand poses.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about some of the different drawing substitutions and what they're for?
Okay, so I did them all with this guide here. So you can flip all you can substitute all the drawings without a problem. So here, this ones is for the turn, right? Then I did, I don't know, I did some useful hands. Yeah, some useful hands. The turn opened, the turn closed. I did this two here for the animation that I did at the end of my demo reel, her hand doing this. A feast, okay. Nadjaa is very angry, so I should do a feast one. And the points, yeah, the points, a little metal hand. Yeah, with a turn, right? So you can use in different ways these hands. But I did. I should do more hands. There's a lot of hands that I miss, especially the hands that are holding things. I need to do that. This type of hand, grabbing, I don't know, a can, grabbing anything.
I get a lot of questions from artists who are curious about like, hey, do I need to draw if I'm going to be animating and cut out animation? And my answer is you probably want to draw hands pretty well. Because you never know when you need a hand and it's not in the rig, and you need to either pose the hand into a different shape or just draw a new one.
Yeah, you must do a lot of hands. Sometimes the animators don't know how to draw because they don't do the frame by frame animation, right? They only do the cutout animation. So sometimes the animators aren't used to draw because of that. But the hands are very important. They are like faces, they have expressions.
Yeah, I think if you're able to draw hands and faces really well, that's job security. It's good to have.
Yeah.
What, in your opinion, was the most challenging or rewarding part of this rig to build?
I think it was very rewarding when I finished the bed farm controller. Because I only did this rig for the bed farm. So I was very secured that I was going to do that in a good way. But I had some issues with the transparency node. You saw the problem here, right? When she transfers in a bed, she's still here, only transparent. So I needed to make a new other controller to going around this problem. It was hiding Nadjaa.
I think one of the really cool things about rigging is that you sort of have this this problem-solving process, right? Like, okay, I'm able to do this, but now I need to deal with X, Y, Z.
Yeah, that's true. And other thing that I'm always happy about when I finish a rig is this controller here. I already tell you, I love this controller here. And Sometimes it's difficult to do this controller because of the design, but it's always pleasure. It's always a pleasure to make it in the right way, and 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 see other people do using this controller.
Yeah, those are very smooth transitions too with that
Mm.
controller too.
Yeah, yeah.
And one of the questions we get sometimes is like, "Oh, is that animation?" And like the answer is like, "No, it's posing. You know, it's a starting
Yeah,
point for the
yeah.
character animator. You still need to know what you're doing when you're animating the character, even if you have all the best controllers there.
Oh,
But
yeah,
it saves time."
yeah. I have a lot of friends, animator friends, that hate master controllers because they say, well, the other animators will not explore the rig as much as
Hmm.
they could because they have the master controller restrict. I can say this word, restricting them. So he always delete the master controller of them of these rigs. But as you said, the master controller is here for help, not to animate. You cannot. Oh my god, you can't animate something only with master controllers. Will be only robots. It's not nice. The master controller doesn't have an expression, right? It's not artistic. The master controller is only a control.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the interesting thing about cutout animation is when you see really, really good cutout animation, it's not the sort of thing that you can replicate by like moving a slider around. Like
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
just like frame by frame animation, but with a different technique. You know,
Yes.
like it has just as much artistry, just as much
Yeah.
skill involved, and
Mm.
I think that you can get really cool results, including at some of the studios that you've worked at. I've seen really cool animation
Yeah.
from, uh, let's see, Yowza and Sphere in particular. I think are studios that do really cool work.
Yeah. They don't have master controllers, I think. I, I think I didn't saw any controller in them rigs, in their rigs. Yeah. Uh,
One thing I wanted to ask you actually, and this is kind of related, what do you enjoy the most about your job? What do you enjoy the most about like creating rigged characters for 2D animation?
I love to see them animated, It's nice to make a rig. As I tell you earlier, um, I make rigs mm, to people animate, right? I don't make rigs to put in a box and close it forever. So it's very fun, very nice, very rewarding when you see your rig in a TV screen doing, I don't know, some action scene, fighting someone, doing some unusual poses is very fun when I saw this happen.
So I think one of the really cool things about this rig is you've taken this rig and put it on Gumroad,
Yeah.
so other artists can download it and play around with it. I've talked to some artists who've published their rigs and then see those rigs out in the wild. Have you had that experience yet?
Not yet, but I wish I could. People, download Nadjaa. Animate Nadjaa, please.
What
I'm,
made
I'm,
you want to share this rig publicly?
um, because of this thing that I tell you. I did Nadjaa for a personal purpose, only for do my demo reel, for do for make little animations of the series, right? But I want to see people go crazy with Nadjaa. That's it. I made her with a lot of love, a lot of effort. So I want to see some bizarre things going on with her.
I mean, I think one of the really cool things in animation is if you do publish like rigs, you do see them get used. Like
Yeah.
you're talking about how you saw rigs of Cubum Lee's Olive character and like
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog and that Smiles bunny that Nick Paris designed and Jordan Beatty rigged. And like the
Together.
characters, yeah, they don't make any sense as characters together, but it's kind of cool to see people put
Yeah.
them into their demo reels,
Mm. It's very
and have them in
fun.
scenes.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a question from Standard Deviant, who's asking that head angle controller is sick. Am I understanding right that the controller is linked to subcontrollers for parts of the face? Sarah, how did you construct the grid controller for the face?
Okay, let me show you. Like this. I can even do a little apply poses. Okay. 1 second.
Yeah,
Here.
I think this process is really cool too. So I'm glad we got a chance to go over it.
Okay. Here. Okay. I did these keyframes here. You can see that her lips flip, right? So because of that, I had to make a point on the grid like this with the 0.01 position and minus 0.01 for they could. So in this way, they can be very close to each other and make a smooth flip, you know?
Yeah, you get the illusion of the full head turn, even though you only have to make half of it.
Yeah. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah. So it was a normal top and bottom face. Yeah. And I put an image switch too in some on her lips and her face, her head, and to do this thing here to make the controller of her lip change with the movements of the head angle controller, I wish, oh here, yes. I did this. I put a keyframe on the image switch and I put all the head and this image switch on the master controller options, right? Here. On the image switch, you can name the draws. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
You can name it the draws and put the keyframe in the right position with the right value of the drawing. I don't know if I am explaining in a clearly way.
I think it might also be worth zooming out and just saying, like, the way that the grid master controller works is that you have like a grid of pictures, and you can rearrange the pieces of the rig for each of the frames of the grid, which lets you move a slider around that has it interpolated. It sort of picks like halfway points between the different poses.
Yeah.
which makes it turn into a really smooth rotation. You can get
Yeah.
like really wild face posing tools using the grid wizard, and
Yeah.
you get people asking things like, "Is that 3D?" And it's not 3D. It's using just like 2D geometry and math,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, master controllers are very fun to watch. They are a little bit hard to to do at the first time and the first 11th times, but is rewarding when you finally get the point to make the master controller work on the first try.
Yeah. I want to ask you, what are some common misconceptions about character rigs that you've encountered?
Let me see. Um, well, over the years, at my beginning at rigging, I didn't use many keyboard shortcuts as I could. Actually, I hated them. I like to click buttons like Neanderthal. You know? Now my keyboard has keyboard shortcut for everything, and my time of working is over the moon. My work is very faster with the keyboard shortcuts, so use them and change the shortcuts that the software give you. Put um, some that you like more, but use them. Other thing I think is that a good master controller doesn't need to have a big HUD with a lot of drawings and a big canvas. Doesn't need to do that. This thing is very nice for demo reels, for show your work is very nice, but in a project you don't need to use that, especially when you have too many characters in the same scene. Imagine 5 characters with 5 big HUDs at the same time. Is too much for the eye. Don't do
There's like
that
two
in
characters
project.
in the corner and then just like massive control panels.
Yeah, you don't need to do that. Only for showcase your work. Then it's fine. But I think are these two. Probably there are more, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I think to that point too, it matters a lot what the rig is for.
Mm,
Like a rig that you make for a personal project is going to be different than a rig
yeah,
that is like a main character rig for a series. It's going
yeah,
to be different than an incidental character that you have on a series. You don't
yeah.
need to have a full master controller if you have a
Mhm.
character who's just going to be behind a table.
Yeah, that's true.
They probably don't even need legs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, one thing I want to ask. So you create a character with a dress who has legs as well.
Yeah.
What made you want to do that extra little bit of effort to have like the full legs modeled as well?
Well, because everybody has legs, right? And for animate, for I think that for do any animation, I should do legs for her. Um, doesn't make sense only doing her skirt without anything underneath. And of course, I thought in some scenes of Nadjaa sitting down and her skirt doing a flaps, doing some crazy things, and her legs showing up under it. That's why I
Yeah,
was
no.
thinking the possibilities of the animation.
I also think that like it imposes some amount of structure too. right? Like you are clearly thinking about, well, what's going on with the legs.
Yeah.
So you don't just have the feet appearing at like random points. You understand like, and I think this is getting back to the like proportions that you're talking about too, where you have to
Yeah.
know like how elbows work, um, how like the distance between eyes go. I think if you think about like the structure of the character, then you kind of have to wonder like, well, how structurally is that working?
Yeah, that's true.
I wanted to ask, like, as a rigging artist, are there tools in Harmony Premium that you find are really useful that rigging artists should be familiar with?
Let me think. Um, um, I think, well, the Harmony Premium has the deformation, right? And many types of deformation. I think they are just fine. You can do whatever you want with the forms. You can do a square and put a deformation with many points you want and make, I don't know, a butterfly, anything, you know. I think the envelope tool is awesome. Other thing that I really like about the premium is the possibility of using many nodes of editing, no, it's effects, nodes of effects. I think they are awesome, and I don't know how many they are. I don't know how many features of effects Toon has, but I never use them all. I don't even know what many are for, you know. Toon has many things. So many options, you know. It's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, when you get into compositing, things can get really wild too. But I think it's interesting too to like hear from your point of view too as a rigging artist. Are there sorts of effects that you like including on rigs?
Sorry, I didn't understand the question.
Sorry, so you're mentioning like that you like exploring the different like effects
Yeah.
and different nodes there in Harmony.
Mm-hmm.
Are there some effects that you really like using on rigs?
Yeah. Yeah. The first of them is the blending. You can make like Photoshop, you know,
Awesome
multiply,
tool.
darken, lighten the color. It's awesome. Other thing that I really love and use a lot is the aesthetic transformation. Awesome, saves lives. You see, I have a lot here. Here, I use it a lot. Let me think another one. Oh, the kinematic output, it's awesome too. I use it a lot with the point constraint, the 2 point constraint. I use these nodes a lot. Transparency too, especially on this rig. Yeah, I think these ones. Yeah.
Sarah, do you have advice for animation students who are interested in working as a rigging artist?
Okay, so don't be afraid of the node view. It can be your friend sometime. It's a little bit harsh at the beginning. So if you are going to rig for the first time, you start with a simple rig. Then, as you learn the tools, you can increase the complexity of the rigs. The process in this way can be much more rewarding, because it's easier, so you don't be frustrated with the fails. So start small, then grow big. Another thing is be organized. When you do a node view, you should be very organized. You should make a space between the drawings, between the nodes. You should know where the cable of the drawing of the node are going. So you don't want a house of birds, in a in the node view. You should open the node view, find something, and know right away where it's going, what it is doing. So that's it. Be organized and start small, grow big.
Yeah. So in a lot of like Canadian and American studios, they'll call it spaghetti in the node view, and it's sort of all over the place.
No, the spaghetti.
But I do like Bird's Nest too. That's also a very good one. I also noticed too you're using backdrops, which are a great tool for keeping the node view organized.
Yeah. The good thing about backdrops, they aren't only for show where something is. You can grab the backdrop and put whatever you want, and you can change the color too. Oh, it's nice. And put a message to someone that will open your rig. It's very nice.
Yeah, I also like that you pointed out to the blending mode node, which is just a fun thing to say. But like the ability to have colors interact with each other can do really cool stuff for compositing and for creating effects.
Yeah. Oh, you can compose at Toon Boom, right? You don't need to go to After Effects or other software to finish your animation. It is awesome.
I think there's a lot of really handy things that you can do if you're able to rig, animate, draw, and then composite in the same software, because then if you need to change something, you don't need to export something and then import it. And okay, wait, that file broke. I need to, export it again. Having it all in one tool means that it takes a lot less time for everybody. One thing, we're near the end of the interview, so I just wanted to ask, is there anything that you didn't have a chance to show off with this rig yet?
I don't know. I don't think so. Oh.
Do you have any of the poses that you had from your demo reel?
Just 1 second. I think it is another file. Just a minute. Let me find Nadjaa here. I hope this is the file. Oh, here.
Amazing. I think it's really important too to show when you have a rig, scenes of it actually in action.
Yeah. Here.
That's awesome.
Well, I put my hand on the rig after I finished the animation, so the mouth broke. Let me see. I don't know what happened with the mouth. Mm,
Yeah, but I really enjoyed the pose.
yeah.
I like how she sort of lifts off into the air before transforming into a bat.
Yeah.
Um, Very evocative, very cool.
Oh, the hand here. The little change of drawings here.
Yeah.
I have a friend that is an animator that I show my animation to him, and he was my supervisor in the moment. He started, oh, you can change this, change that, blah blah blah, and I did all the stuff that he pointed, and the animation turns out very amazing.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. Oh, you see the leg here and a little bit of her underwear. That's why
Yeah.
I did the legs for little animations like that with the floating skirt.
I think that attention to detail also really stands out. People notice.
Yeah.
At
Oh,
least people who really enjoy animation.
yeah. One thing that I did for this rig that I was very crazy about was at the series, Nadjaa doesn't scream bat, right? Only Laszlo. So I didn't have a sample of her screaming bat. So I had to make that and use AI to change my voice to her voice. Was very fun to do that. But I
Well, that's really
think
cool.
that I did. Um, I was starting to make the smoke um, like only one drawing, one drawing for all the smoke. Then I saw that it would be much more fun to separate all the smoke, and then for this I renounced my first thought, and then I did one frame with all the little smokes because it would be mad uh, separating all the little uh, blobs of smoke.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's really cool because like this rig gets into character animation, it gets into effects. It does a lot of really, really cool, impressive, ambitious work. So I just think it's really cool to highlight. I hope that
Thank you.
people download the rig, check it out. I want to
Please.
see all kinds of animation
Me
with
too.
Nadjaa in it. So we are almost out of time. Where can our audience go to find you or find more of your work on the web?
Okay. My tag is always Sarah Zattar in all the platforms: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. The Gumroad is S Zattar. But that's it. Is Sarah Zattar for all the websites.
All right. Well, thank you, Sarah, for sharing a peek at your character rig, and thank you to our audience for tuning in.
Thank
Artists
you.
can download a copy of the Nadjaa rig on Sarah's Gumroad page, and if you don't already have a copy of Harmony Premium, artists can download a 21-day free trial from our website. That is toonboom.com. And if you enjoyed today's discussion, be sure to join us this coming Tuesday as Marie-Eve Lasselle and Rebecca Kartzmark will be hosting an art stream on rigging and cutout animation techniques in Harmony Premium. So you won't want to miss it. Be sure to tune in next time.